So just like the lower half, I got to do the same thing to the upper half. I got to sort through everything that I got here, figure out what I want to use, and go with that. One thing I did have to get, when you press this apart to, you know, change the seal in there, the cage for this kind of gets spread apart, which you literally have to change this bearing. So this one did the same thing. It's not as bad, but the bearing is like, I'm not going to reuse it. So I went and got, this is that same new bearing. However, it comes with the race, so I have to press the race into the housing. But the rest of these bearings I think I'm going to run with, because there's like some debris in there, like dirt from me taking it apart. Not like this one's just clearly, it's been rusted. I don't like it, but the gear is not what I want to use. I want to use this gear. So I think I'm pretty well good with this stuff. And the bearings themselves, right off the bat, you see the cage has been sitting in water on that one. This one looks perfect. So this is one gear set here. But anyway, I'm going to go through all this, figure out what I want, and then we'll go through the assembly process. And I got gear meshing paint is basically what this is. Make sure the gears are set right with the shims and all that, and the upper half should be fairly easy. There's not that many parts to it. It's just a matter of getting these teeth set right. So let me figure this out. And I got everything cleaned up, sorted out. This is all the stuff I'm going to use to put this upper drive back together. As you know, the lower drive I took apart and replaced, you know, put everything back together because of the detent. The upper part, I wanted to take it apart and clean it because I was getting oil in the bellow and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I started taking all this apart and I was looking at it. This is the seal here. The seal itself I thought was weird. I went to pull it and it actually just came right apart. You can see where it was bonded here, but it wasn't really bonded here. And all around, like, it had a very small bonding patch. And I used to work at a place that made bearing seals like this, and the only thing that holds these two together is pressure and heat when they make them. So right here it had a little failure. But what concerned me the most was when I was looking at these pieces, I was cleaning this piece out, and this is where the drive shaft comes in. There's all of these marks, like something was pecking away at it. And all these gouge marks. I know I didn't do this taking it apart. And I was curious what happened to it. So when this sits in there, this is the top, this is the bottom. All of these are on this side here. And you know, this spins in this direction. So I was wondering what the heck happened here. I started looking at, this is the input, you know, that comes from the engine. It's all like polished around the edges. See, all around here. This was beating something, you know. What I was expecting this seal was where the seal rides, where this thing sits in here, that would have a real deep gouge in here, and that's how the oil was getting out. But I started looking at this, and like there's little spots here too, where whatever was beating this was peeling it away, and I believe that's how it started leaking. That's exactly where, like, I don't know if it was heat or what got to it. But somehow that peeled apart. I thought that was kind of weird. You know. Anyway, I got to check out and see what's going on here. What's causing this inside the bellow? You know, the oil is escaping. So it's the only reason I took this apart was to put a new seal in here, which I got from Offshore Marine Performance. This is for the lower kit, 62202 from their website. This comes with that seal, but this is like an aftermarket seal. I've bought, you know, the real deal 911685. This is you know, right from Evinrude. This is, you know, Evinrude bought OMC, so this is I'm going to put this one in instead of the one that comes in the kit because it's probably a better part. I don't know where this stuff's made. This one says it's made in Mexico. Who knows where this one's made, but you know, you got to take a lot of stuff apart just to get to this. So I'm putting this one back in. So I'm going to go see what's going on with this. And I got all this clean, ready to be reassembled. So I'm going to start reassembling it once I figure out what's going on here.